This little video is going to show you how to use the Google Drive functionality in ipLaser. The first point is it doesn't matter which browser you are using. I'm using Edge here, Microsoft Edge, but it could be Firefox, it could be Brave, doesn't really matter. So the first step is to go to the Google web page, just your normal home Google search engine, and sign in. I'm going to go with that one. So if you haven't got an account, create one. If you do have one, just make sure you're signed in. Okay, once you've signed in, and it's a free sign in, go to the Google apps, which are found under this menu item, and go to Drive. Now, Google Drive is a place in the cloud where we can store files. So, and just like any other, Google Drive, I'm presuming you're used to OneDrive is a similar sort of thing. So I can just delete and add files, whichever I want to do. Now, while we're here, what we want to do is go to our settings icon and download the Google Drive for desktop. So this is an application that's going to run on your computer that will synchronize files stored in the cloud with those stored locally. So this will the general idea is ipLaser, when an order is created, will write files to Google Drive in the cloud, and then a minute or two later they will be synchronized to your local computer. And this is what this little application will do. And it will eventually run down here in your little notification area so you can see what's going on. So once that's downloaded, open up the file to install it. This might take a minute or two, but you basically follow your nose. Add an application called no, add desktop shortcuts. No, I don't want that either. Up to you, you choose your own settings here. Okay, so that's installed. Close that. Now, when I come down here, we have our little Google Drive icon. So if I open that up, I can see everything I need to see. It has settings. It's telling me where everything is. My computer, we don't want folders from my computer. That's storing files from your computer up in the cloud. That's up to you. The one we're interested in is Google Drive. So I can go to Google Drive and open an Explorer. So my Google Drive has been installed as Drive G on my computer, which if I go to my drive, you'll find that it's underneath a particular folder, and that's where you're going to find your folders. So it installs it as a shortcut in your favorites, but ultimately it's going to be under your login name, and we'll come back to that shortly. Okay, so now that that's installed, we'll go back to ipLaser. What I need to do next is to connect ipLaser to your Google Drive, and that's done through going to Settings, Cloud Storage Accounts. What you'll need to do is sign into your Google account. Now, what this will do is give permission to ipLaser to talk to your Google Drive. So you log in. Now, we haven't gone through the verification process at this stage. Once we get critical mass, we'll look at doing that. So to get past this block, it's basically saying Google doesn't know what this app is. So we will bypass that by going to the advanced link and then you'll continue on to say, yes, we'll go to ipLaser. And it's telling you ipLaser will see, edit, and create files on your Google Drive. And you click Allow. Now that we've got the connection to ipLaser, we then determine where we want all of our files to go. And I'll let you read this at your own time, but basically we're going to store files, let's say the drawings, under a folder under the local Google Drive called ipLaser. It's going to make a folder called Drawings, and then it's going to make another folder, and you'll notice this little placeholder, the curly braces and a 3. The 3 gets replaced with the order number. So we can determine where these files are stored. For example, I notice number 1 is the customer name, so I could make this a folder called the customer name, and then the order number. Just to go and clean up my typing here. So this will now put the drawings in ipLaser Drawings customer name work order number as a folder, and you can see you can set up all your files according to that. So once that's done, you're all set up. So we then go through the process of doing a quote, as we always do, and I'll add a few parts from ShapeMate just as demonstration purposes. So I'll make that out of 2 mil, and I'll make 100 of those, and then I'll put some of these in. Oops, I forgot to put the part name in. I'll put that in, and I'll say that's a thing 2, and I'll make that out of 6 mil and send that part to the quote. So I have 2 parts: calculate, confirm. Okay, so what will happen is at order, so when this quote is being converted to an order, and I'll give it a purchase order number, that will trigger the writing of the files associated with this order to your Google Drive. So we no longer need to download the zip file. So I'm just going to create the order. And yes, that's correct. Right, now that that's done, I'm going to watch my Google Drive. And you'll notice already a folder's been created. I've also got quotes turned on. So here we go. Now we're starting to see them. The quotes turned on is exporting data at quote time as well. That's an option. So we've got reports coming, and this will take possibly a minute or 2. I might pause. The last file that is written is the script files that are used to trigger imports, say to Bystronic or Plant Manager or TrueTops or Sigma Nest, whatever you've got hooked up to. But that's the last one. The idea is to make sure the drawings are written first as much as possible. So here comes our drawings, and that's the name of the customer. That's the order number. That's our material. There we've got some 2 mil, and there's 1 drawing. So I go back up here. We should eventually get the other thickness. There it is, 6 mil. And there's our other drawing, along with the geo file, because this is set up for Trump. Going back up the tree here to the very top. Oops. So here's our thumbnails, work order 79, and there's our thumbnails. So you can see these files are getting written to on my local computer slowly over time. And basically that's it. Data's going to give me any CSV or XML files that you've got associated with this order. Reports will be things like work order reports, packing slips and all the rest of it. And at the very end, and I'm going to pause until this happens because there is a delay, will come our script files. My mistake, we configured for 2 trops, so there are no script files. They go in with the geo file. That's how that data is entered. The geo file controls that. Anyway, that's a quick look at managing Google Drive. Basically, it's similar to what you get from the zip files. It just happens automatically at order time. And you don't need to download the zip and pull it apart anymore. Thank you.